Hello, Snakes. My name is Dante, and today it is Podcast Tuesday. Well, I don't know why it's recorded. I've saved this for a special occasion because maybe I'm unavailable, maybe on holiday, wherever. But anyways, this podcast is recorded, so yeah, let's just hope next one will be live. But anyways, here is an interesting topic. We will be talking about Sauron, Vader, Bolas, the similarities and differences, and well, how other villains are similar in this case, in terms of how they were the fallen angel thing, and like how they were corrupted by power, how they used to be good, or if maybe a literal fallen. So yeah, how they were basically evil, and also so we're just comparing. We decided we decided to start with the combo. So this is Squee, the Immortal, Food Chain, and Aragorn, the Uniter. So basically, this combo goes on you make infinite mana for creatures by exiling Squee to Food Chain. With Aragorn, this will make it an infinite damage combo because you're infinitely casting Squee, and by casting red spells, you deal damage to opponents. Because you can exile Squee to generate mana, and then um, you exile Squee and recast them from exile, because that's what the card allows it to do. So this is a very good card, a very good combo. I mean, Squee and Food Chain by default was infinite mana, but Aragorn allows you to deal infinite damage with it. So this is a really cool combo, and I like it. It's just good. So let's just go into the non-bow. So this one was a non-bow that was seen lots of years ago in standard, and what basically this is a deck building error that is seen in mono red burn decks. So you have Experimental Frenzy that allows you to cast spells from the top of your library, but you can't play cards from your hand. And Risk Factor makes it so that the opponent either takes 4 damage or you draw 3 cards. They choose. And you can jumpstart it. But with Experimental Frenzy on the board, they will most likely let you draw the 3 cards, so you cannot deal the 4 damage to them. And then you cannot use the 3 cards you draw. So, Experimental Frenzy, I mean, you could self destruct it. So it's not that bad. But, anyways, Experimental Frenzy and Risk Factor, they just don't work well in the same deck. That's all I gotta say. So we start with Sauron, Lord of the Rings. So the Lord of the Rings, the Dark Lord, whatever you want to call him. So he is basically a fallen angel. Literally, he was born out of creation itself from Ilúvatar, or the one true being of Lord of the Rings. And he was just a a good being. He was actually good. He was respected, um, and and he is just good. Um, now he then became the apprentice of Morgoth, the a Dark Lord, and then he just so he was just one of the chosen. He was basically the chosen one, the one that was angelic, the good one. But then he got tempted by the dark power, like the power of a Dark Lord, and he becomes evil. So that's basically how Sauron basically fell from uh fell from being good to being evil. He's just a fallen angel. He's just and one of the most iconic villains in this century. Uh, he's just very good, and also those different villains were inspired from him, who were also rooted from the same Lucifer fallen angel uh, villain trope, like how they were corrupted by dark power. So yeah, that's basically Sauron. Now we will go and explore a very iconic villain that is inspired by him. So yeah, he's just so yeah they just um Darth Vader. Darth Vader being starring as Anakin, another being born from creation itself, not from any specific god. He's just born by midi-chlorians and virgin birth. So he's just and they just both Sauron and Anakin just have insane potential. They're just he becomes a Jedi. He is a very well respected Jedi, and he's just the chosen one that will bring the balance to the Force and destroys the Sith. So he just now, however, he becomes the apprentice of Darth Sidious. He becomes like uh, he finds out about the power of the dark side. He just wants that power. So he so he so he gets consumed by this wanting of the dark side. So he stops being a Jedi and he becomes a Sith. And then and the thing is, uh, Darth Vader and Sauron, they both like lose their bodies. They literally just uh, uh, lose themselves. Uh, so so Sauron just he just falls from power, and then Darth Vader he burns up in lava after his confrontation with Obi-Wan, and so like Anakin just burns up and turns into Darth Vader, and he is left with only the suit that just his iconic Darth suit, and the breath you hear. And let's just talk about Nicol Bolas. So Nicol Bolas and Ugin, they were both the last two elder dragons to be born out of creation itself, the Ur dragon. They were born from an egg that fell from the sky, literally from the sky. So the other elder dragons mocked them for being the last fallen. They so similar to Sauron and Darth Vader, they were literally born out of creation. But the thing with Nicol Bolas is that he literally fell from the sky. Now, uh, Ugin is the one that just uh, tries to defeat him, and he's so Ugin becomes a planeswalker after Nicol Bolas finds out he can just manipulate. So he discovers his true potential of being a Dark Lord. He was instead of being manipulated, he is the manipulator. He manipulates humans to do his biddings, and he just becomes a very powerful Elder Dragon. And Ugin, he finds out Nicol Bolas never cared about him. So after being shocked like that, he becomes a planeswalker. And then the Elder Dragon War starts, and then they were like they had the other dragons. Now they were envious of Ugin's spark. And Nicol Bolas then ignites his spark and becomes a planeswalker himself. So, yeah, and he also has a similar end in in it. So if you just uh, so he uh, so when he fights Ugin, there is a moment where when they are fighting on the meditation plane, um, Bolas literally just he he gets sent to the island Madara. Like he fights the Leviathan planeswalker, then and then he just goes back and well, so uh, so yeah, he just then he goes back and fights Ugin, and so he just kills Ugin, and like they just well, and Ugin was like this spirit dragon. Now there is a moment where uh, he he literally he literally dies. So like uh, so there was so when so he fights Umezawa. He and but he was strict. He was uh so Nico Bolas ends up dying, and Nico Bolas then resurrects himself. So he does end up losing his body, uh just like Sauron and Darth Vader. So they all three have uh have lost, you know, their bodies literally sold after like turning evil. And of course, Nico Bolas then returns much weaker um, after the mending of the multiverse. So let's talk about other villains in fiction. So we have Voldemort, who who was corrupted by dark magic. He just finds out the power of dark magic, and then well, he just gets corrupted. He literally gets scarred by the dark magic itself. And and Harry Potter's face, like when Voldemort hit Harry Potter, like then Harry Potter was left with a scar, which signifies, you know, that he was touched by dark magic. And Doctor Poison from Detective Comics and the DCU and you know just one of Wonder Woman's villains, she was like uh her face was like scarred, like she had to wear a percent of because of the poison. So when she was an engineer in the First World War, a poison engineer, her face just gets scarred, probably because of the poison that she's using, which signifies her dark power, how she gets corrupted by the evil. Now, Kylo Ren is another similar one, also from Star Wars. When he becomes evil, so when he does his first evil deed, his face gets scarred. So he also turns evil, you know, like uh so yeah, basically those are some examples of villains that were corrupted by the powers of evil, and maybe they were good or something, or and how they had their similar ends. Sauron, Darth Vader, and Nicol Bolas. So yeah. Congratulations, you've reached the end of the podcast. Why don't you like and subscribe and follow the Andrea Share Friends, stay tuned to video streams and podcasts. Podcasts will be live every Tuesday. Stay tuned to them, watch my other videos too. I mean, sometimes I will have to record them because I'm doing something special, but usually they will be live, so don't miss them out. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you